right, everybody, let's take a look at the board game news for the week of January 13th and onward. We have, first of all, in the news overseas, in Germany, there are two big conventions that are, the first one is the Spiel, which is held every October-ish time of year, which is open to the public, has tens of thousands of people who go. And the other is what's the name of the fair? I know it's in Nuremberg. Oh, it's
Spielwarenmesse.
So this is equivalent to the New York Toy Fair, where it's a big fair that is a toy fair, but there's a big section of it that has board games involved. But this is only open to people who own stores and to the press and things like that. I believe you've been to both fairs, Mr. Buonocore?
Obviously been to Essen many, many times. And just for people know, Essen is the Spiel. And I've never been to what we colloquially call Nuremberg, which that's the city that Spielwarenmesse is in, because of the fact that it is very much a local to Germany. The retailers are there to meet the German retailers are there to meet German publishers. They're not really there to meet Americans, though some Americans do go.
Now, so the smaller fair, well, I guess not the smaller fair, but the Spielwarenmesse has purchased the Spiel. So one has bought the other. Now, the Spiel was won by Friedhelm Meurs Verlag, a lady and her son. I've met both of them, very nice people. Wonderful. Have been running Essen. I always thought Essen was like owned by a corporation, but it's not. It's this family who owns it. As far as I can tell from this press release, that family is still going to run it. It's just now owned by somebody else.
Well, I think, again, reading through the words and all that, I believe that the Nuremberg Fair, the Spielwarenmesse, has taken over the management and the ownership. Dominique, wonderful person. She's older. She wants
Dominique
to probably,
is her name. The other name I said was her company name. I apologize.
Right.
I got that.
She wants to retire. I'm sure she's older. The Essen Spiel is one of the best run fairs out there, and it really is great on every level for everybody who goes. But it's a very limited thing. It's not really a convention. And I had this discussion yesterday with someone out there in Germany. It's really not a convention. It's also a fair where people go and they meet the publishers and they play the games and they can buy games, of course. Conventions have more events. They have after hours stuff. Gen Con runs basically all night. They have open gaming. That stuff doesn't exist. In Essen, you go and you get there at 10 a.m. and you leave at 7 p.m. With German efficiency, everybody gets thrown out of that hall. I have a feeling that this is going to be a great thing because I think, having this other bigger partner, because it's a bigger company that runs Spielwarenmesse, will now maybe change it a little bit so that they do have some of the things that make the U.S. conventions a little more interesting because they're bigger events with more stuff, and they have so much space in the Essen Messe, the convention hall in Essen, to do this. I think this is going to be a good thing long term. I don't know that we're going to see too much next year, but I think long term they're going to make this already largest convention in the world, the Spiel in Essen, even a better convention for attendees.
Okay, to clarify, not the largest convention in the world. I think
largest gaming convention. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about our industry. Largest board gaming convention.
I'm not convinced that it's bigger than Gen Con because they both report their numbers differently, so you don't know.
I know, but I'm pretty sure it's bigger.
Certainly feels bigger.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. Big, not bigger. It doesn't matter. I think this is a net
It's definitely
positive.
big. So right. Yeah. All right. Now that's the good news. Well, maybe we'll see. The bad news is we just talked about the New York Toy Fair, and that was just canceled. So therefore, my prediction of no major conventions this year being canceled is over. Only 2 weeks after I made it. Now, it does sound, from reading the press release, it was a very positive press release. It's because of the rampant coronavirus. It sounded like they were on the cusp. Yep. Like they were like, it could go either way. And so at the last second, they decided to cancel it. Unfortunately, this is 2 years in a row for them, which is not good for any organization.
Yeah. Yes. New York Toy Fair is, while it has a small board game presence, it's obviously also, like Nuremberg, it's a retailer of mom and pop type shops that go there to look at toys mostly, and collectibles, right? Big collectible sections. So all the big players are there showing these, toys and balloon things and all of these little things that would make a toy store really shine. So while it's not directly affecting our industry, hobby gaming, very much, it is sad, but I think this was very not unexpected, to have that in New York City.
You say
right
that,
now.
but a lot of people online seem surprised.
Yeah, if you would have asked me a week ago, will it go on? I would have said yes, but it was a 50-50 kind of thing.
All right,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pachamama, which I call Punch Your Mother.
Hey.
Watch what you're saying. It's changed its name to Tijuanaku. This is from Sit Down. They changed it for legal reasons. That's what they said. Everything else will stay the same. It's launching on Kickstarter, but they certainly have a fantastic cover there.
It is beautiful.
Beautiful cover. Have no idea about the game.
Let's Sit Down. I tend to like their games, although their games are often like real-time games. So we'll see what this one is. I don't know when it's launching on Kickstarter, so we'll see. Thundergriff has a new game coming called Tuned, which is a 2-player abstract strategy game. It's coming in Q3 of this year. You have 2 donkeys, 2 dogs, 2 cats, and 1 rooster. Oh, this must be based on that fairy tale of the Bremen musicians.
You know more fairy tales than me, apparently. I have
whatever you're talking about, that sounds right. Hence the tuned, as in cartoons, but also tunes.
And
there's musical instruments on the cover, so I think you're right.
The kitty cat is playing a guitar. I love the pieces here. I know, Tom, you love cats a lot, so this is something you really like.
Yeah, Tom
hates cats.
It looks I don't. It looks like a very abstract game. Like the donkey only goes in empty space. A dog can go on top of a donkey. A cat can go on top of a dog, and it looks very similar to what's that game where you cover up the pieces? Is that Quarto?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know, but
no. Quarto is the one where you give the piece to your opponent, right? That's.
I get them all mixed up, but yeah. Anyway, it looks interesting. I tend to like these short little abstracts, so I hope this one is good.
Oh, I forget what that's called, but I know what you mean.
Nice pieces, though.
Earlier this episode, I said, what if you wanted a company to make a game? Well, this is not made by a game. It's from a publisher called. This is not made by a company. It's from a big company. It's from a small company called Offcut Games. But it certainly could be made by IKEA. So this is called Co-op, and it's a cooperative game about putting some furniture together with somebody else.
What? Okay.
Yeah, but keep going, Tom. You're gonna earn meatballs in order to win. What? This has gotta be a translation, cultural translation.
This is an IKEA board game.
This is an IKEA thing. Have you never been to IKEA? You eat meatballs when you go there.
Oh my goodness! Yes. Oh my God. So
IKEA is known for 3 things: their furniture, their bags that people get to carry games around in, and meatballs.
And their lingonberries. Their lingonberry sauce.
That's grouped into the meatballs. Yes.
This is IKEA.
This is amazing.
The board game.
I want to try this game out. This is so strange and unique.
I like the name of it too. That co-op. It sounds like the weird names they give. The shelves and everything. Calyx and.
How would you actually pronounce that with the umlauts and the slashed O? There's got to be a slightly different.
Co-op.
Is it? I have no idea how to pronounce whatever we call it. Words that are not in English.
Fantastic. I really want to see this game.
Let me know in chat how you pronounce that.
That's definitely not an umlaut. We can start there, but
umlauts aren't the two things umlauts? No, or was it the little? That's an umlaut.
Yeah,
okay. Sorry, all the Europeans. I apologize.
You're so ethnocentric and horrible.
I'm horrible.
Another game is coming from Hook called Gondoleri. This is from Michael Kiesling, very famous designer, who did Azul, and Andrea Schmidt.
Romeo.
And both of them worked together and they did Heaven and Ale, which I also think was from Hook.
Yes, right. Yeah, which is a fantastic game, Heaven and Ale.
This is a lighter one, apparently. It's coming out mid-2022. They said it has a can't stop dice mechanism thing inside. So you're trying to pick up tourists and carry them around. And there's a traffic jam at the bridge, and you have to get everyone there in one go, otherwise you're late. It sounds interesting. I'm not sold on this cover, but I'm sold on the
I
designers.
wish I could see. I got to see what this board is going to look like, right? I don't know. From this cover, this is not one that's going to stand out on the shelf to me, but it sounds like it could be really fun. I do like this push your luck idea.
That's what the gondoliers look like in the canals of Venice. So
have you been there, Stephen?
Yes, a long time ago, but yes, I have.
I'm going to start marking down when he name drops or location drops.
Yeah. I have not been there in 45 years. So
hey, that's how old I am.
Anyway, I went there when you were born the last time.
Did you go because he was born, or were you there for a different reason?
That's how I was born. He's my dad. Anyway.
No. I am your father.
Another game from Goblin. I'm sorry, that was my fault. Let me reel us back in here.
Really?
Goblin Coaster. Another game coming from Hook. A 20-minute game in which goblins are building a coaster in their dungeon. And you have to build it before the wagon gets to the end of the track and crashes. I'm already going to make the wild guess Zee's going to hate this.
If it's a real-time game, yeah. This is like those, were there video games like this? Or maybe like, little apps like this where I guess I'm thinking of like the Waterworks one, right? Is what I'm thinking of. Where like the little water starts to move and you have to put tiles in front of it quickly.
I do remember that. There's some game like that. That sounds like
something.
This.
Yeah. It's got a cute cover.
Speaking of cute covers, I like the next cover, Overbooking, another game from Hook. This is another game that is coming out in the latter half of 2022. The king is throwing a party. Thousands of guests are coming, but everyone booked at the last second, and the hotels are full.
It should be called
so
like
you're trying to
Gen
get
Con
your guest cards in hotels in the last spaces.
It's just like Gen Con, the problematic hotel system.
Maybe Gen Con will purchase this and use it. Although, to be fair, right. 2021, the Gen Con hotel situation wasn't as bad.
With half of the number of people. Awesome.
I'm just saying there's a bright light everywhere. A silver lining on every cloud.
True that.
All right, let's talk about covers that don't look as good now. Fresh fruits. It says work in progress, so they might be changing it.
It's food. You love food.
Yeah, but this sure looks like a game where you put cards on top of each other to score. I don't know. This is not selling me, this cover, or like on the theme of the game.
Yeah. It looks very abstracted, obviously.
Look, this is one of the most generic covers of all time.
I'm sure, again, this is not, it's not final. It could be completely different, yeah.
Yep.
Staying on the Hook train, now this next game I'm excited about, not because of the cover, because the cover's terrible. But it's called Circles. I'm excited about this because this is from designer Thomas Singh, who has done two games I really like, The Crew and the Key series for Haba. I really like both of those. So this is, you're rolling a ball on this track and you're trying to place it in the right space. You make good progress. I don't know. There's not enough details here, but it's a designer.
Roulette?
It sounds
like
cool.
Roulette, right?
I mean, how does the ball stop? It doesn't look okay. I guess there's spaces there. It certainly doesn't look like it. It looks like a felt area.
I don't think there are spaces. I think it just eventually stops. I think it looks like roulette. You flick it, eventually it stops, and wherever it stopped, you get to do something.
I like that concept a lot.
You better play this on a really, really flat table. Oh, and boy, it's going to be controversy.
Word, you know people are going to to about
controversy. That. Oh, is it in this space? Is it in this space? My goodness, this does not look good. Sorry.
It looks fun. It looks different.
I will try it.
You like the crew, though.
I do
All
like
right.
the crew.
Tim from Thunderworks Game on Twitter or Facebook. Twitter, I guess. Teased a few more things for Cartographers. Apparently, Cartographers is doing really well because a lot of stuff keeps coming out for it. So we can see that there's Ice, the Frozen Expanse, and Hornhelm, and more coming. It looks like that's map 4, 5, and 6. That's a lot of stuff for this game.
Wow. Huh.
All right, Zee, I want to know what you think about this next cover.
Okay.
Time of Empires. This is from Pearl Games, which is kind of a civilization-style building game. I like Pearl.
I like that
Pearl
cover.
too.
I think it's a very well put together cover, and I'm not necessarily against anachronistic settings. I don't like the logo. I'll say that.
I don't like that name at all. Time of Empires.
Yeah, and I just don't. I'm not loving that logo. I think it's. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. But the frame around the artwork itself and the artwork, very captivating.
Why not Empires of Time? That's a good name. I'm going to go trademark that right now. Excuse me, before they get it.
Now, here's the thing, though, Zee. If you notice, it's called Time of Empires, and it has 2 sand timers in it. That's because you move stuff during 30-second sand timers. And the designer said they're not a fan of real-time games, but they played it and liked it. Or I guess the publisher, sorry. The publisher played it and liked it. And I don't know. It sounds interesting, but I'm cautious.
Yeah, okay, maybe. I guess I would. I'm intrigued enough to want to take a closer look. How about that? They're saying that this is doing something different with the sand timers. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Zee. On this next game, First Empires, if I just showed you the cover, who published that?
That is Days of Wonder.
I agree. I went and looked it up on Board Game Geek, and there's no credit given to the artist. But I feel like it's the same artist. If it's not, it's the same style, and it's definitely the same kind of layout that a Days of Wonder game does.
Absolutely, but it is Sandcastle Games. They've got one game so far, Res Arcana, which I adore. So I've been waiting for them to finally, come out with another announcement to figure out what their next move was going to be. They, as a company, are very much a Days of Wonder style company, though. From the same geographical place, same sensibilities.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So. And they're publishing just a few games. This is designed by Eric Vogel, who did Cambria and Katara. Katara was yellow. Who's Cambria? I don't remember.
That might have been self-published.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes. No, Closet Nerd Games. I did not like Cambria, so we'll have to see. But that was 2008, so that's eons ago.
Yeah.
So this game is kind of like Civilization-ish, where you're going to take a historical civilization, pit them against other historical civilizations. Interesting. Okay.
The look of it looks great. I hope it's good.
Well, the board is very generic, actually. But I'm looking
it's very colorful, though. It's
very colorful.
Very colorful.
But it's kind of it's a very risk-like board, in fact.
Yeah.
That's not knocking the gameplay. I have no idea. I'm sure it's very modern in design. I like Civ on all levels. So yeah, I'm in on this one to check it out.
This is the most intriguing game of everything we've looked at so far today. This is my most intriguing.
Oh yeah, I think there's a lot of cool looking games.
Good.
All right. Grand Gamers Guild has a new little escape room game coming out called the Cupid Crisis. This is an 18-card escape room game. I played their first two, the Kringle Caper and the Independence Incident. They're very small little escape room games. You get 18 cards. You go through the cards one at a time. You might combine cards or whatever.
You need
very
an
little
app
in this one.
To play them as well.
Yes, I think.
Or internet access, rather. You need
internet access, and you type in your answers. It looks like they're doing all holidays because they had 4th of July, Christmas, and Halloween, and now they have Valentine's Day.
Cute.
Speaking of holidays,
I love the cover on this one, by the way. It's very creepy and that's just very interesting cover to me on Cupid Crisis.
Well, speaking of good covers, this next cover looks great.
Yeah.
And that's no surprise.
This is
because this is from Elf Creek Games, Santa's Workshop. So this is coming. Is this coming to Kickstarter?
They've used Kickstarter on all of their last 4 projects or so.
No.
So I assume so.
It says it's a pre-order slated to open on their website later in 22. They obviously made this announcement first thing in the year because it's a 2022 holiday release. Interesting, kind of a really long tail on announcement of a holiday game.
Yeah,
but, sure, but
I get it.
I've played Santa's Workshop. This was originally from Rio Grande Games.
Oh, this is reprint. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, it was. Let me quick look it up. I gave it a 5.5.
That's a stellar
Are you sure
review.
it's the same? It's the same designer and everything, same game?
It is the same game, same designer. Now, a lot of the reason of my negative review was the production was very bad. That's not going to be the case anymore. But they also said they're revamping the game in general. It's a worker placement game. You're putting elves out to get resources and stuff to build presents. I liked it, but I felt there was a few flaws in it. If that's all changed up and with a better production, I'll give this one another chance easily.
Well, the one thing I can definitely say about Elf Creek and the folks that run it is they are very good developers. Very good developers.
Right, because they took Atlantis Rising, and really made it a better game.
Absolutely. So very good development over there. And the game Atlanta Rising is coming 2023, by the way.
I changed it before you could correct me.
Georgia will rise to the surface again.
All right.
Love the cover.
Probably the best, in my opinion, of all the app companies out there is Direwolf. They did Root. Their stuff is just fantastic. And now they're doing Everdell. That should get everybody excited.
Absolutely, yeah. If anybody's going to do this correctly, Direwolf will knock it out of the park. Yes. And this game has a lot of moving parts. So you need a developer like Direwolf who can do Root to do something with as many moving parts as Everdell. And
then finally in the news today, Gutenberg. I guess not finally. Sorry, second should have. No, never mind. Yeah, second to last. Anyway, Gutenberg, which was in my top 10 games in 2021, is being brought to America. It was from Grana, but it's being brought to America by Portal of all things. That was unexpected to me, but I'm pleased. And my review of Gutenberg actually is going up Sunday, I think.
I have not played. I basically know nothing about it other than everyone seems to love this game. You obviously have played. I assume you liked it, Tom. Do you want to say anything?
I do. Well, yes. It was in my top 10.
You just did.
Oh, I missed the top 10 points. Sorry, I missed the top 10 points.
You were in the top 10.
Well, I obviously forgot your top 10 because it was a very forgettable top 10. Except for this game, congratulations to Ignacy. Congratulations to Ignacy for picking this one up. He just hear great things about it, so I don't remember it being in your top 10. Wow, I really don't care about your top 10, I guess.
Okay, right. Wow. Wow.
Amun-Re is being reprinted again. I believe this is the third time it's been reprinted.
Third edition of the game, right?
Well, in the words of Mike DeLisio, Vincent do trade artwork. That's all true. Really. That's all that a lot of folks are going to need to know, because it's a great looking cover, very evocative. It's a classic. There's no debate with that.
Reiner Knizia's last great game.
I'm not even going to address that. I don't know. First of all, Witchstone is great. He just came out with it. Excellent, at least. It's a very, very good game. But Amun-Re is one of my I never did a top 10 of my own games, but it's up really high. It's like one of the best 5-player games. You really want to play this game with 5 players. Love Amun-Re. So I'm very interested to see it back in print.
I can't. Never done a top 10 Buonocore.
What's that?
Go ahead, Tom.
Z?
Anyway.
Tom? What were you
Okay.
saying?
Chip, Dale. This is
You said
coming
something
with
about
some
the
expansions. Yeah, it's coming with some expansions included in it, and it's a 20th anniversary. Here's my thing.
You're saying Ryan Organizzi hasn't made a good game in 20 years, Tom.
That is not what I said. That's not what I said. I said it's his last great game. I also think Witchstone is a good game, but I think it's a good game. I think Amun-Re is a great game.
Yes,
Oh,
I mean, I agree. Witchstone is a very good game. I'll give it even bigger points than just a good game. But Amun-Re is superior, and yeah, it's a just genius design. I love this guy.
All right.
And I want to see these expansions, and I want them for my current game. Not I have to buy this. No, I'll probably buy
You're
this.
gonna buy it.
Of course.
Anyway, that's the news, folks. Let's keep going.